Every man, at some point, hits a wall. It's not a physical exhaustion, but a deep financial weariness. A tiredness from constantly saying yes. A fatigue from overgiving, from carrying a weight that no one else seems to notice. And deep down, a profound exhaustion from pretending that everything is okay. The truth is, one of the most expensive habits a man can have is unlavish spending or a taste for luxury. It's people-pleasing. On the surface, it doesn't look dangerous. It masquerades as being polite, helpful, and generous. But beneath that friendly exterior, it's a silent drain on your time, your energy, your confidence, and most importantly, your bank account. Think about it. People pleasers struggle with one simple two-letter word: no. They're the ones who pick up the tab for dinner, even when they can't really afford it. They lend money to friends and family, knowing deep down they'll probably never see it again. They accept jobs that drastically underpay them and take on treatment that devalues their worth. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a symptom of fear. A fear of conflict. A fear of disappointing others. A fear of being labeled as selfish. And that fear, my friends, is incredibly expensive. Psychology tells us that many men tie their sense of self-worth to their usefulness. If they're helping, providing, or giving, they feel valuable. But a dangerous shift happens when this becomes the only way they feel worthy. They start making financial sacrifices just to keep that approval coming. In essence, they start buying friendship, they buy acceptance, they buy the illusion of respect. And their wallet is the one that pays the ultimate price. The world absolutely loves a yes. Employers adore the employee who never asks for a raise or pushes back on extra work. Friends love the person who always volunteers to cover the bill. Family loves the one who never creates friction or says no. But here's the harsh reality. People pleasers are rarely rewarded for their sacrifices. They get used. It's not always malicious or intentional, but it is consistent, because when you never set or enforce your boundaries, people eventually stop believing you have any. Real financial freedom, the kind that brings peace and stability, often starts with that one powerful word: no. No to unnecessary spending designed to impress others. No to emotional purchases driven by guilt. No to being the default rescuer for everyone else's problems. Every single time you say yes, it costs you something: money, time, or a missed opportunity. And if you're always saying yes, you're always paying a price. This habit doesn't just drain your savings, it actively destroys your earning potential. Men who avoid discomfort at all costs are the ones who do unask for the raise they deserve. They're the freelancers who don't raise their prices, even as their skills and experience grow. They stay stuck in jobs that drain their soul because they can't bear the thought of letting the team down. Meanwhile, men who value themselves, who are willing to have an uncomfortable conversation, get paid more. It's not because they are inherently better or more skilled. It's because they are willing to negotiate. They are willing to risk rejection to demand what they are worth. They understand that their financial well-being is their own responsibility. One of the biggest financial traps for a people pleaser is the constant draining effort to impress others. Buying clothes to fit in with a certain crowd, leasing a car to project an image of success, paying for expensive nights out just to feel included. These are all purchases driven by insecurity, not by genuine need or purpose. Every dollar you spend to avoid someone else's judgment is a dollar you've stolen from your own future. The real transformation begins when a man has a profound realization. Respect is unturned by saying yes to everything. It's earned by having clear, consistent boundaries. Your money starts to grow when you stop letting it leak into situations and relationships that don't help you grow. True wealth begins the moment you decide that your future self matters more than someone else's temporary approval. This isn't about becoming selfish or uncaring. It's about becoming selective. Not every request deserves your time. Not every invitation is worth your money. Not every relationship should have unlimited access to your resources. When you finally stop trying to be everything to everyone, you create the space and the resources to become something for yourself. Most men are just one boundary away from a healthier bank account. They're one no away from finding financial peace. They're one single act of self-respect away from unlocking a completely different life. Because the truth is simple. People-pleasing feels kind and generous in the moment, but it's incredibly cruel to your future. You weren't put on this earth to be a walking, talking ATM for other people's comfort and convenience. You were born to build something meaningful for yourself, and the moment you stop paying for approval is the moment your financial life finally starts moving in the right direction. Money doesn't just vanish by accident. It disappears through our habits, especially the habit of consistently putting everyone else's needs before our own. If you truly want financial freedom, it starts with boundaries. It starts with being honest with yourself and with others. It starts with placing a high value on your own time, your energy, and your future. Because the man who stops pleasing everyone else is the man who finally starts investing in himself. And that is when everything changes. Not when you magically start earning more, but when you stop giving away the value you already have. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on building a stronger life, inside and out.